You can integrate almost any email service provider or CRM into this tool. And the reason you want to do that is you're able to create all these really cool campaigns like viral sweepstakes, photo contests, video contests, even just sign up forms. If you want a real quick form to spin up so people can sign up for an event or download one of your white papers in exchange for contact information. You can also create custom forms. That means additional fields that are really valuable pieces of data for you to use for your marketing automation platform, for your sales team. So with no further ado, I'm going to show you how to integrate your email service provider into our tool. So go to the very top right, click the profile icon here, select integrations from the list. We have a number of built-in integrations, and we have a catch-all integration. The HTML form integration will pretty much integrate any service provider, but I would first take a quick scroll down to the bottom of the page and just look and see if your particular provider is listed. If it is, we have a direct integration, which might offer other benefits, so you'll probably want to start with that. Notice that you can use Zapier. There's MailChimp, Salesforce. This is just as of this recording. This is always being added to, but as you could see, there are a number of different applications in here. And I also want to point out there's a webhook integration. So if your application uses webhooks, we can definitely trigger a webhook event once somebody signs up for one of your campaigns. So I'm scrolling back up to the top. I want to show you guys how to add ConvertKit. That's a popular email service provider, but like I said before, I'm going to be using the HTML form integration. So this works with pretty much any provider. I'm just using ConvertKit because it's popular, but whatever you're using, this will probably work the same. The instructions might be just a little bit different in generating the form from the tool itself. But let's jump into it and I'll show you just how easy it is to create an integration. This is ConvertKit. I'm going to go to Grow and look at my lists. So as you can see, I've got a list. This only has one subscriber right now. This is a test list. So what I want to do is as these subscribers come in, or as people submit to my campaign, I want them to go into this subscriber list so I have more than one. So the way to do that is to go into landing pages and forms. And I've already created one, but it's super easy to just create a form with ConvertKit. It's going to ask you which fields you want. And I've already created one here called Pine Form. So I'm going to select this form. So it's a very simple form. You can see it's got only two fields, first name and email. If you want to add additional fields to the integration, you have to add them to ConvertKit first. So what you would want to do is go back to your list and start adding additional fields. So you might ask for last name, you might ask for mobile phone number. If you are doing any kind of SMS text notifications, you might ask them for when are you planning on purchasing, those kinds of information for your sales team to kind of know how serious somebody is about buying. So whatever fields you can think of that you might want to add to your campaigns with our tool, you would certainly want to add here at this stage, because the next step is to integrate it. Now that we have the form here, I need to find the HTML for this form. That sounds complicated, but these tool builders now make it really easy. They actually show you the HTML form. ConvertKit is really easy because they actually generate HTML. If they don't, what you can do is actually go to the live form that your email service provider created, and then you would right click and then select View Page Source. And you would have to go and find on that page, you can try pasting the entire HTML from that entire page into our tool and it would probably parse it. But if you can find the form, the opening form tag and the closing form tag, that's even better, and only grab that part. But if you don't have that expertise to find the form tags, then just paste the entire page of HTML. But fortunately, ConvertKit is one of those platforms that generates HTML for us. So I'm going to click Publish. And when you publish your form, it's going to give you an HTML option. I'm going to copy all the HTML. And by the way, this is what an open form tag looks like. It'll have like an open bracket here and then form. And then at the very end of it, you're going to have a closed form tag, which looks like this. It has a little slash in front of it. So if you can find that open and close tag and copy everything, including those form tags, on the page of your live form, then we can probably integrate with it. So anyway, I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to jump back over to our tool, and let's click HTML form. I'm going to call this ConvertKit. And it's asking me to paste the raw HTML form code from your email service provider, so I'm going to paste. Now step 2 is to map the fields. So we're already done parsing all of that information. We identified that there are 2 form fields. Remember this from our other form? Let's go take a look again. Remember, there's a first name and an email address and a submit button. So what our tool did is we parsed through all of that code. We found the first name, we found the email address, and then this information down here, you don't need to modify any of this. We're just showing you what the action is for that submit form. So all you need to do is map the fields. So we can kind of tell from, usually they are smart about how they name their fields, and it's pretty clear that this is an email address. So I'm going to select email from our list. First name, well, that's pretty clear. I'm just going to map this to the first name of my fields. And I just want to note to you that the campaign fields, if you've created any custom form fields for your campaigns, they will appear here. So down at the end, there's some special ones, like anything new that I created will appear up here, but there's a couple of special ones I want to point out. You can actually create a fixed value. So let's say you have an invisible field on your form, like a hidden field that is called source. You could actually use the fixed value field in our tool and just enter the source as campaign or social campaign. And then we will pass that value along to that hidden field in ConvertKit. And now you can trigger your automation based on this fixed value. It came from our tool. That's just one example. Let's see what else we have. Referred by name. So if they submitted to one of your referral campaigns and they were referred by somebody else, well, we can actually pass that information into ConvertKit. All you need to do is make sure you've created a field for it called something like referred by or referral source. That way, stored in your data, you'll know who referred that individual. Referred by page. This is something that, like when you select referred by page, it'll tell you like which campaign it came from originally. Social CRM page. This is a link to, and by the way, the referred by page will give you a link to that campaign. So the value that we pass along to ConvertKit would actually be a link to that source campaign. Social CRM page. What this is the contact detail information for this individual. So every time somebody submits to a campaign, we generate a complete CRM detail page for them. And we do this for like Salesforce folks. If you've got a CRM integration and your sales team just wants to see the essentials, what we do is pass along a link that does not require any login that your sales team will be able to see along with this contact card. So they'll be able to click that link and see which campaign they submitted to. If this individual also had engaged with any of your social media posts, it will tell you which ones. And it just kind of gives them a little insight into this individual. If there's any custom form fields that you haven't integrated, well, that's okay. It'll also show up on this social CRM page. And it gives them a history over time of engagement, even referred revenue. It gives a lot of information, so you might want to pass this along if you're passing this information along to your sales team. And finally, industry. This is just a custom field that we had added. So we would want to choose this if we use the industry field in our custom forms. So now that we're done, that's it for ConvertKit. Let's click Add List. And what I can actually do is add another list from either ConvertKit or another one. So I could add an additional one if I wish. I'm actually not going to do that. So that is it. And now you have this available in your campaigns. So next time I go to create a campaign, in the drop-down box, I'll be able to choose whatever the name is that I use for the HTML form integration. So if your ConvertKit, for example, if you have 3 different lists that you use, it's okay to add all 3 of those. And you'll have all 3 available to link to from within any one of your campaigns.